Hello friends and welcome back to Dana's Coloring Obsession. We are starting off another color along for October. We are in the Hanna Karlzon book, Seasons. Sorry about the big sticky on there. It's one of my books to finish. 10 books to finish first. And I know it looks weird, but I'll tell you why. I real quick did this ahead of time before I started filming. All I did was use drawing gum. This is something that you paint on. By the way, do not use a good paintbrush for this because it's really hard to get off. It actually comes with a paintbrush, and that's what this one is. But anyways, I paint everything that I don't want to get covered by ink, which is what we're going to do the background of the circle with, is our Distress Oxides. So anyways, this is the one I got off Amazon. I think it was like $21 or something. And I think it's going to last me quite a while. There's quite a bit in here. It stinks really bad, just FYI. Not now, not when it's dry, but when you're applying it. Whoo-wee. Anyway, so it comes with two brushes actually. The other one I already ruined. If you, right after you're done applying it, if you wash it off with warm water, you're able to use it again, but see, there's still nasties on the, I need to clean it better. Anyways, that's what this is about. And I have my handy dandy little extra piece of paper here so that I can dab off my inks. And today we're going to be using Distress Oxide Chipped Sapphire and Salty Ocean. And I'm going to start off and I'm going to do a really light coat of Salty Ocean all over. And then I'm going to go in with the darker Chipped Sapphire, and we will make it look more nighttime-ish, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So I am going to just go ahead and we've already kind of learned how to do this with our first color along. These brushes you can get on Amazon. They're actually, I believe, makeup brushes is how they're sold, but you get various sizes. This is like the small and extra small version. And they're really dense brushes and they're really easy to clean. This one looks terrible because I was practicing some of the color combinations this morning because I wasn't sure what colors we were going to use. Anyways, these are really cheap and easy to find on Amazon. So yeah, let's use some of our Salty Ocean. And I might speed up through all of this, and if it looks bad, I'm sorry. I do my best. Anyways, I usually fill up the ink nice and deep into the brush for first off, but then I kind of dab it off the dark spots, and very lightly I'm going to go in and just kind of make some swirls. You want to push lightly because if you push too hard, like see the center there, hopefully I can buff that out. You'll create little blotches, and if that's what you're going for, perfect. And if not, then you can hopefully go over it a little bit, but it's just going to make everything a little darker. It's not going to be perfect, and I know that, but it's fine. Get some more ink on the pad. Now, a good idea I thought of just now is if you have like a plastic sheet or a palette for inks or anything, you might want to use that to dab off the excess ink instead of a piece of paper, so you're not wasting all your ink and you can actually reapply probably. I might do that in the future. Learning as I go. But I'm just going to fill this whole thing up with the salty blue, or salty, what is it? I already forgot the name, for heaven's sake. Salty Ocean blue on my oxide. I'm just gonna fill her in. Okay. Now that looks real splotchy on camera. It does look splotchy to me too, but it will even out a bit after we add the second color. It won't hopefully look that splotchy. But if it is going to look splotchy, I want it to look splotchy evenly on both sides. It actually doesn't look as drastic as it does on camera in real life, in IRL. Okay. So I'm going to go in with the darker, which makes me nervous, but I'm going to do it to make it more gloomy night-ish. Because here, this area I've got all covered up, and I'm going to rub that off and use some wild honey for the candlelight source here. So that's why I'm not filling that in, if you're wondering. So, all right, we're going to put the salty ocean away for now. I might grab that back out depending on how things are going. And we're going to grab the chipped sapphire, which is a darker blue. It's kind of a muted, almost a navy blue. And I'm going to kind of rub out the excess of the salty ocean. There we go. And I'm going to load the brush, which I'm doing over here. I don't know if you could see that on camera or not. And then kind of dab out some of the extra because I'm going to go really light at first with this. I'm a little nervous. Almost makes it look purple, which is kind of what I was going for, like the misty, darker colors together. I'm just going to start really light at first because I don't want it to look like I puked on the page, you know? Just going to add it sporadically a little bit. I might add it through the whole thing, I'm not sure. I'm thinking I might because I really like the effect that's going on here. Okay. Very lightly, Gemma. Light hand, which is hard for me because I'm heavy-handed in general with things. I really like that. Gosh, I wish you guys could see exactly what I'm seeing. It's just different in person. It looks so much better. I mean, it doesn't look bad necessarily on screen, but it really looks cool from what I can see. And I'm excited about that because I was worried. Now there are spots, and I don't know if you can see this. Not as well. By her face and stuff where I got the gum on there, I might have to use like a tiny brush of some kind to get in between the pieces of hair and stuff. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I really like that. Gosh, I wish you guys could see this. It really does not show up correctly on screen. And I've even got the right lighting and everything on here. All right. Put a tiny bit here. Haha! What I wanted. My arch nemesis is back, animal fur. So we'll see how that goes. I have a plan on how to do fur. We'll see if it works. Oh, Lord. It's all a learning experience, right? And we're having fun, and that's what matters. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button and following along in my craziness. Okay. All right, see, this is going to be an issue. I put drawing gum by those leaves. How am I going to get that in there? I guess I could use, I think I have another smaller brush. I'll just have to be really careful. Oh, Lord. Okay, we'll work on that and worry about that a little later. All right, so that's about it for the blues. For the chipped sapphire, which is the darker color, and the salty ocean. I'll show you guys one more time. Those are the blues that I used. And I'm going to pick the page up so you can kind of see better maybe. See, you just can't see what I'm seeing, but that's okay. You get the gist, right? All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rub off the gum in this area, just this area for now, letting that kind of settle and dry a little bit. Rubbing this off real quick, and then we'll use the wild honey for the lighting there, and let that dry. And I might bring in some of the blues to, you know, blend a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. So I'll be back in just a second. Basically, all you have to do, I guess I can show you first, is just rub your finger across it like that. See that? And it's kind of messy. Have a trash can near you. It reminds me of the stuff like if your credit card comes in the mail and you pull the card off of the piece of paper, and on the back there's that gummy clear substance. That's what this is, basically, is what it reminds me of anyway. So you just kind of roll it up like this. And pull it off, and it's real gross. But your page is fine. And one thing I do want to talk to you about is with the drawing gum, you want to make sure you don't leave it on for a long period of time. So don't leave it like this and come back to it the next day or something. So plan on doing what you need to do and then taking it off, because the longer you leave it on the page, apparently the harder it is to get off. So that's a word to the wise there. You want to be able to take it off easily. All right, so let me finish this up real quick. I kind of took it off there. Let me zoom in a little bit. If we need to. No, we'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. That's better. I'm a little worried about blending this here. Shouldn't have. Maybe I should have stayed up here a little ways with the darker. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, we're using the wild honey and I'm just going to go around the outside here and probably cover the flame completely, because I can always go in with the darker shades with pencil to finish the flame. I'm going to try not to get it on the candle wax, because we're going to have that be a different color. Maybe put a little bit of, no, none on the wax for now. And I'm just going to have to be real careful around the leaf and her tendrils of hair. All right, so I'm going to load this little brush full of ink. And I'm going to dab off a little bit so we're not real, because this is a bright yellow if I'm not mistaken. We use this, yeah, wow. We used this on our first color along with the frog in the other Hanna Karlzon book. The name of it's escaping me. Her first book, Daydreams, yes. We did that rain and frog mushroom one, if you follow along on my channel. Okay, God, I have to be careful. And I have not by any means, oh my goodness, by any means mastered yet. Oh no, shoot. How to do light sources and things. I have not even tried really. So this is my first, like I said, this is a learning session for me as much as it is for you guys if you're just starting out as well. You know how I feel. And I can always go in with pencils and even some of this out as well. Or try to make it not look so blotchy. These little brushes are a little harder to control. I think it's just the way that the head is, and the brushes, the bristles are a little bit longer, so they move around a little more on you. At least for me. It's going okay though. I mean, I just have to be careful. And I'm getting dark splotches everywhere. And I want it to be, I think I'm going to have it darker in here anyways. So that's fine. I just don't want the dark spots out here. I really messed up right there. Oh, diamond painting. There's a new diamond painting, you guys. My watch is telling me. Always interesting with me, huh? Always interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make it darker in here. So it's nice and bright. And then I'm going to worry about, with pencils, I'm going to worry about the lighting on the leaves and the side of the pumpkin and some of her hair after the fact with pencils. But for now, with this ink, we're just going to do the base here. And just be careful. Ooh, get it on the pumpkin and her hair. Gosh, this yellow is so bright. It's beautiful, but it like, wah, you know? I don't have anything that's like a canary yellow to help us not get it so dark in places. There we go. That's better. Some of the drawing gum is still not off there. There we go. Some of that is just going to be on the things. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit over here. Try blending a little more here if I can. My hope is that it's just going to look fabulous at the end, you know? Now I'm going to go and see all of the little spots that we're going to need to fix with the gum. I am going to take the gum off, and we're going to go in and try to buff out all the little spots that I covered with gum on accident. So stand by. Okay, I left that in there because that was cool. If anybody thought that was cool. If not, yeah, I guess I'm strange. Oh God. I think I got ink on the hat. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I'm not happy with it just because, okay, so when you're using the drawing gum, make sure you use a smaller brush. This is the one that it came with, and it came with another one, but I ruined it. It was more pointed, more like a water brush, but it was still fat. I would use a small one because if you get the glue like on the outside edge of the lines where you're trying to protect, you're gonna have a hard time blending with the inks and stuff. I'm gonna work on that, probably something that I'll cut out, but for now I'm gonna leave the background the way it is, and we're gonna do some other things, and then I'll come back and work on it and blend a little more and things. I just don't want it to get too much darker on me. Anyways, let us start on the, let's see. Well, let's do the pumpkins, shall we? Okay, I have cadmium orange 111, orange glaze 113, dark cadmium orange 115, and light cadmium red 117. I am going to start with the lines of the pumpkin like I always do. And around the outside edge of the top and the bottom. This guy's got, they've got eyebrows. Not a lot of pumpkins have eyebrows. Jack-o'-lanterns, excuse me. Okay. And then I just follow my lines with the lighter ones, like so. Sorry, this is the dark cadmium orange 115. Like that. And then I'm going to take out the next color, which is the orange glaze, 113. I'm just kind of setting up the area for the highlight. Leaving some streaks for the lightest color orange, basically. Like that. And then the last color we're going to use is the cadmium orange 111. And finish off the whole thing and kind of burnish a little bit with this lightest orange. And kind of just go over the whole thing. We might do some sparkly bits in his eyes and mouth, so I think I'm going to leave those for now. Or we might just do a bright yellow, like there's a candle lit in there, you know? Okay. And that is how I'm going to do the other two pumpkins as well. And like I said, I'm going to leave the other stuff empty for just a moment until I figure out what I want to do there. But that's how we're going to do our pumpkins. Okay, so I'll be right back with these two done. Okay, we're going to put yellow in the eyes of the pumpkins, and I'm going to use the lightest orange that we used to color them, which was the cadmium orange 111, and I'm just going to use that to do the little outside edges of his nose and mouth to show the inside of the cutouts for his face, like that. Okay, and everything else is going to be a yellow. Let me find a bright yellow. I've got some duller yellows out for the room, but I need a bright yellow. Let's do dark cadmium yellow, number 108 for the inside of his eyes, nose, and mouth on all three pumpkins. Okay, so there are our pumpkins minus their little head pieces there, which will be green of sorts. Actually, I have some greens out. Let's do that. I have, I'm going to use these on the leaves too, partly on the leaves. The leaves are going to be multicolored for fall, but I have a light green, which is May green 170, and then a darker green, which is permanent green olive 167 right here. And I'm just going to use the dark green to kind of outline a little bit, and then we'll use the light green in the middle to blend it together. Kind of have the darkest going all the way up on the outside of the stalk, or whatever the heck you call this, where the pumpkin grows from. I'm going to have it like this because it's away from the light source on this one side, like so. Okay, just like so. And then we'll take our lighter green and fill in the rest. Kind of blend them together. Okay, pumpkins are done. Now she's gonna have dark brown hair. I still have drawing gum poop everywhere. And she's gonna have a black outfit. We are gonna do highlights in the black so that you can tell it's a hat and not just a big blob, you know, those kinds of things. And our cat is probably going to be a black too, but what we're going to do with the cat this time, we're going to try, because Dana doesn't know how to do fur yet. I'm going to try using the light gray. I'm actually going to use these 3 colors on her outfit as well as the cat in different ways, obviously. But I'm going to use the light gray and go over the entire cat with it. And then with the dark gray and the black, I'm going to be basically flicking hair and creating lines, you know, for the back of his legs and his haunches and the outside of his tail, in hopes of making it look like he's furry and he's black, but it's all, you can still tell what everything is, you know. And then his face obviously is going to be on the lighter side with just flecks of hair around there. So that's what I'm going to try to do with the cat. Last time we did it last because it was worrying me. This time maybe we should just try and get it over with. Okay. All right, I am back, you guys. Second day I'm working on this. I did a few things off camera, which I will share with you and talk about. I did put some gold Uniball signal on around the light of the candle flame and the flame itself, and then the black is Jelly Roll Glaze, and then this is just purple. The wax is just purple, and it is the Purple Violet 136 in the Polychromos. And I don't think I said at the beginning, I'm using Polychromos pencils, if you didn't figure that out. I don't know that I said that, but if I did, great. If I didn't, oops, I said it now. And I did do some of the leaves with these 3 combination, which is, the yellow is the Dark Naples Ochre 184. The orange is the Dark Cadmium Orange 115. And the green is the May Green 170. And I left 4 leaves for us to do together. But what I did was, well, this was the first one I did, and I kind of did it too patchy. So it looks like we have a calico leaf, but that's fine. It looks better now with the gold around it, but I like these better. So I colored them, and I'll show you how to do that, how I did that, if you like the way they look. If not, you know, do your own thing, obviously. But I outlined them with the gold Signo, the Uniball pen. This one, make sure I'm on camera. Does it say what size? It might, but it's not in English, so it's just kind of like the same size of as a ballpoint pen. I hope you can see that. I love the Signo pens. Use them a lot. Okay, so we will be outlining the candle wax with a white Signo. I have a regular size Signo, just like I showed you in white, but this one's gonna probably be a little bit thick. So I have a thinner one that we'll be using, but I'm jumping around. We'll talk about that when we get to it. Okay, let's finish up the leaves together, and then we're gonna mess with the cat. We're gonna do the white Signo last, so we'll talk about that later. So let's finish the leaves. We're gonna do the cat and the hat. Cat and hat. Sorry. Anyways, and then I'm not quite sure what we'll move on to, but we'll move on to something. So without further ado, let's, oops, I'm gonna throw my eraser right off the table. I already told you which ones we're using. We're gonna take, I start first and foremost with the green, the May green, 170. How far are we? In a little bit. All right, that'll be perfect for the cat as well. Excuse me. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my May green and I'm going to lightly map out where I want the green to be. And the green is mostly covering the whole leaf. I'm leaving little sections bare for where I want either the yellow or the orange. But I'm not doing a whole lot with the colors. So that's my first layer. And then I'm going to take the yellow, which is the deep Naples ochre. And we're going to go make that side yellow. And down here will be yellow. And then we're going to put the orange up here. So some of these are kind of like just turning. And then I'm going to take the green again and go over it darker. Probably should sharpen this pencil, but I think we're doing fine. Kind of mesh things around, push a little harder. And I know my background is still messy. I don't think I can do much about it. Something to take away from my mistakes, you guys. And, you know, at least even if I do something wrong, at least you guys can maybe learn from my mistakes so that you don't have to do it. And I'm more than happy to share that and feel like I still helped you out, right? So with the background and these distress inks and brushes, you might want to figure out a different method when you're dealing with details like this. And if you know of a detail brush that's really good with the inks like this and you can let us know in the comments, that would be amazing. Because I'm always up for learning new things to help, you know, and I'm sure everyone else is too. So I'm hoping that once I get everything else colored, all the little mistakes or little itty bitty spots that are darker now because I tried to fix it are kind of gonna meld in a little bit and look as a little bit better than they did. At least that's my hope. But anyways, I'm jumping around today. I'm a little bit everywhere. All right, so I'm finished coloring the inside of that, and I'm going to show you. Actually, I'm going to, before I do the outline, I'm going to do another leaf. That one was kind of small and kind of in the middle of things over here. So I'm going to do this one out here so you can maybe plainly see better. So, and it's your preference. You can do the more colorful leaf and just maybe do more of the side of the leaf or something, or bring it down so that it's an actual section. Might look better than the little patchiness that I did in this leaf. I don't know. To get this effect anyways, if you're wanting to use these colors. Anyway. Oops, we're doing this one. All right, so I am just going to map out again where I want the green to go. Like that. This one has a little more color on it. I'm sorry, that was the May green. I'm going to use the dark Naples ochre. And we're going to go around and pick some of the areas where I want the yellow to be. And that's a bright orange. I might have picked the wrong color orange. Maybe I should have done something like, I don't know, a deeper orange that has sort of a brown tinge to it. That probably would have been better. And not so bright as the dark cadmium orange is. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, going back with the May green to deepen up the green. And kind of blend out those sections where the other color is. Okay, and now I'm going to show you here. I'm going to take that gold Uniball signal, and I'm just always have a scrap piece of paper handy, and make sure that your gel pens are running smoothly on a scratch piece of paper, just so that it doesn't blob out on your page or not work halfway through a line. Okay, so I'm just gonna very slowly, and I found with the Signos at least, if you go a little bit slower, it tends to do a more even line, at least for me. But if you speed through it, it can make some blobs, at least with this pen specifically, or thinner places, you know, uneven ink basically. Oh, damn it. Okay. And that's how the leaf is going to be, like those. This is how it looks when it dries. And then I'm just going to use the browns that I'm going to use for the broom to come out onto the leaves. So I'm going to come right back. I'm going to do these two leaves real quick, and then we will get going on the cat. Yeah. All right, so something I also did, I don't know that I told you guys, but I took my lightest gray. Goodness gracious. I have my dog Bear has a hair on my desk. Okay. My lightest gray, which is the Cold Gray 1 230. And I kind of covered the entire cat, which I already told you guys I was going to do. So I did that. I put a little bit of the gold Signo on his collar, and I put, I used the same yellow I used in the leaves, the dark Naples ochre on the inside of his eyes. I also took a fine liner, a Tri Plus Statler fine liner. Where is it? Right here. In black, and because there's just tiny little circles in his eyes, so I made them the oval shape to look like a cat's eye, in my opinion. So I just filled it in. So I wanted to do that, so I did that. You obviously don't have to do that. And I'm gonna take my dark gray, which is the Cold Gray 6. I can read Roman numerals, promise. And that's 235, number 235. I'm going to sharpen this real quick. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of map out where I'm going to leave the lighter spots in the fur. And I'm going to try to do some line work a little bit for fur here, but it's going to mostly just be blended coloring because I'm scared of that. I need to practice off camera on things before I do it in a color along. So anyways, I'm going to take the dark gray, and here we go. Okay, so that's my first layer down. I made it a little darker here. I'm going to make those 3 pieces of fur black because there's ink on the cat's fur. But so I've gone around his face kind of like a little mask, but we're going to obviously blend that in and mesh it together to make it look more cohesive, and just kind of gray, not white. Oh, his bottom lip is going to be gray too. Well, black. Okay, so there, and then I've left just the tips of his fur that's already colored in by, or drawn in, sorry, by Hanna, Karlzon. Just the tips white all the way down the top of his tail. I've left a little bit of white on his back leg here that he's sitting on, as well as his, is that knee or hip area? And a little bit on his elbow and the back of his arm. Again, just the tips, like not even, just enough to keep it a little bit lighter so that there are spots that help us still define the cat and not make him just a big black blob, you know? So there's that. And I'm going to go in now with the black and start transforming him into hopefully a black cat. And then I'll probably have to go back in with the gray and blend some things out, as well as the light gray. So I'm going to take the black, which is the 199 black from, again, Polychromos. And I'm just going to start where I started before, which is his little head. Oh, you know what? I did not pick out a color for the inside of his ears. I need to do that. But we're going to color his ears. I've got some paint on them as well, so we're going to cover that up with black. And he might still look gray for a time because I'm kind of not pushing very hard at first. That way, if I don't like what I'm seeing, I can maybe correct it. Always leave yourself with options in case it doesn't go like you were planning. Okay, here we go. Now, I don't know if it's going to appear black on camera either, but it is turning black. And with the Polychromos, you can do layer after layer too to deepen up that color if you feel like it's not dark enough. Okay. And I know I haven't made any hair marks yet. We'll get there. right, I am gonna come back to the rest of his body. I'm gonna do this in stages, I think. Fill in that light area again with the cold gray 1-230. Bridge of his nose, around his eyes. And his little mouth. Okay. Then I'm going to blend it out a little bit with the gray. Then I'm going to go back in with the black and we're going to try some things here. Whoa, that was a dark one. Shoot, see? Okay, it's okay. Gotta try to keep a sharp edge when doing this stuff, man. Hope you guys can see that. Let me zoom in on him a little bit more. Okay, so I promise you that I know it looks gray on camera, but I'm telling you, there is gray, but also his little face is black, and you can see those lines, that looks like. Hair lines, woohoo, it worked. I don't want to screw up his cheeks now, but we'll try. Just not going to do a ton because I don't want to start looking weird. And I am not a hair on animals person, but I'm pretty happy with that. Yay! So I need to find a pink for his ears and his nose. And I think I'm gonna pull this dark purple over the purple violet 1-3. Oh dear, 6. These eyes cannot read that gold lettering on the polychromos pencils. I don't know about you guys. Okay, let's finish the kitty. Oh, I'm so excited that his face turned out okay. I wish you guys could see. Okay, let me play around with the saturation and stuff. See if I can't make this better. I know, I'm professional. Only decided just now to do that for you. I'm sorry. Hold please. Okay, well that's a little bit better. I have to be careful because if I bring the contrast too much, it'll distort all the other colors because this is black, you know. But here, oh, sorry, bumping everything. You see the little hairs on his little face? Awesome possum. Okay, let's finish him. So I'm gonna take my black and I'm gonna basically do the base of it like I did around his face. And then after I filled in the black, I'm gonna do the flicks of hair like I did on his little face. So I'm gonna speed this up so that you can see it. And then we'll talk about it when we're done. All right, well, there he is, you guys. He's not perfect, and I might make his face a little bit darker, but he is definitely better than my last cat, so I'm going to call that improvement. Let me zoom back out a little bit for us. This is the coral in the Polychromos 131. And it's just a really light pink. And this is the one I most often use out of this pencil set for blush. Okay. What a cute little kitten. I like him. I actually like his face quite a bit. His body's okay, but like I said, it's definitely better. It's definitely better than my last cat. Okay. Next, we are going to real quick fill in his collar with the same purple that I did the wax on the candle with, which is the Purple Violet 136. And I'm just going to lightly do the whole thing. I was going to grab another color to accent with, but all of the lighter colors were a lot warmer, and I didn't feel like they were going to look very good blended in together with this. So we're just going to straight up color this, at least I am. And I'm just going to darken up the edges with the same color for shading. Now, obviously, if you guys know differently, you can definitely do something different. There's no rules. There we go. All right, a little more over here. Oh, I'll figure that out later. The jewel in his, that thing will probably match what her feathers are gonna be doing in her hat. So we'll do that in a little bit. All right. Let me put this back with the other skin colors. I'm bundling them all up so that I don't have pencils rolling around my desk while I'm trying to color with you guys. All right, I have some loose ones already, as you can see. Or you can't see because I have you zoomed in. Anyways, okay, so now make sure the hat is in camera. We are gonna start on shading the hat, and I'm kind of gonna... All right, you guys, I am sorry about this. Let me explain. I won't be doing this again. So for those of you who it irritates, depending on where I cut the video just a minute ago, I had 3 different colors that we were coloring the hat with, which were the same colors as the kitty. And I was doing some highlights here and up the hat and all that. Well, it didn't work out. I didn't like it at all. So I went over it with, oh, I put it away, sorry. A Tombow water-based brush pen in black. And then around the edges in the gold Signo. This one. And I did around her arm in gold Signo and her blouse part. And did that as black as well. And I know on screen this looks really blotchy and streaky, and it doesn't look like that in person, but that's because I went over the pencil because it was, I ruined it. And I'm so sorry for doing that. But I did cut out some of the other so that you guys didn't ruin your pages. Anyways, I promise you that this looks solid in real life. It's not that blotchy and streaky. So I don't know why the camera's doing that. I tried to fiddle with the lighting, but anyway. I will plan better. And anything that I'm not very versed in, I will practice before color alongs in the future. Again, please remember that I've only been adult coloring since March, and I started my channel in July. So I apologize if this irritates anyone from what I just did. I will have it more planned out for the next time, and we won't be changing things willy-nilly like I have with this page. This page has been pretty frustrating for me. I'm not trying to be negative, but it's been a little bit frustrating. Anyways, moving on. Sorry, hit the mic. I have blue, pink, and purple Jelly Roll Stardust here. And I'm just gonna, that's what I'm gonna color the feathers with. I'm just gonna do, for the stem of the feathers, I'm gonna use the purple and then rotate between all three of these for the individual feathers on the feather. If that makes sense. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then we'll be jumping back in. Okay, I am back. And of course you can't see that because of the camera. There you go. Those are the colors I used, and they're shiny because they are the Stardust Jelly Rolls. Okay, so we did those. Nice and pretty. And then I also put some pink Stardust in the middle of the kitty's jewelry. Okay, let me put these over here. God, I got a mess going on here. All right, so now we have left over the broom, her face, and her hair. And then I want to do some white Posca. I keep on saying Posca. White Signal. Now, I told you that before, this is the regular size, just like the gold. And it's like a regular pen. I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know the size of it. I wish I would have wrote it down somewhere. It's all in Japanese. Oh, it does say. My eyes just can't see the small numbers. 1.0 is the size of this one and this gold here. And this is the Signo, Uniball Signo. I love them. And a lot of people have some of their glitter pens, and I guess they really like them too. I have yet to get those. I have a lot of white ones, and I have a gold and silver one now that I use all the time. They're just very vibrant and roll really smoothly most of the time. So, can't say enough about those. I'm not sponsored, by the way. So anyways, that's the 1.0, and I have a smaller one that's the same brand, Uniball Signo. And this one, does it tell me what size it is? I need glasses, you guys. I have a glasses appointment. I have an eye appointment at the beginning of next month, and I think I'm gonna need glasses. I don't think it tells me, but it's smaller. Maybe it's 0.5 or I don't know. It's a lot smaller of a line. So since I have this out anyways, let's just do the outline of the candle, shall we? Now I'm going to start this, and if I don't like the way it's looking, I will grab the bigger White Signo because I know that that one will work. I just didn't want it to be too fat and take away the color of the actual candle wax that we colored here. So let me just start by outlining this and see if we make sure my flow is evenly coming out here. And I wonder if it's going to change color on the purple. Sometimes there are pinks that it changes color with. I've not had one change with purple. We'll see. If I go slow enough, it's doing a good job. Just very slowly. Yeah, the key with the Signos for me is slow and steady wins the race, man. It keeps the things flowing and it makes it look better. Oh, sorry if you see a dog nose. He's trying to get underneath my arm right now. Dude, this is like the wrong time, Bear, to get loves. My son's chocolate lab. His name is Bear. Hey, stop. Oh, you can't see him. Okay, that's enough. Lay down, please. I'm sorry, you could barely see the candle. There it is. All done with white Signo. It is changing a little bit to pink. It's fine. Whatever. Doesn't surprise me with this page and everything going wrong so far. Okay, let that dry a little. And we are going to work on her face right now. Let's see. And for her complexion, I am going to be using Polychromos again. For her blush, Coral 131. For our dark face color, for our shadows, we have Cinnamon 189. And for the all over base of her face, which is Beige Red 132, which is kind of a strange name for this, but it's a perfect peach color for the face in the Polychromos, at least in my opinion. Okay, so we're going to do what we normally do with faces and things. Give ourselves some room here. Whoop. Maybe. Okay. So I'm taking the cinnamon and we start with that and we go on her jawline. Not hard pressure at all, but enough to actually get some pigment, obviously. And in tiny, tiny little circles and very light touch, we're just going to go down her jawline. Basically, what the dark is for any place that would have shadow on it. And I realized that this kind of is facing her light source, but her hair's up there too. So we're just gonna use a little bit here. And I am by no means good at this either. Okay, let's see. A little bit dark behind her earring and her ear. Back yonder. I'm just going to kind of fill that all in because there's major shadows back there. Okay, and by the brim of her hat. Obviously don't want to go over her hair, but between her tendrils of hair will be shadows. And follow that all the way down to her jawline and a little bit past, I suppose, with the hair. Like I said, anywhere there's a shadow. And we'll end up doing a few different layers, I'm sure. Okay. Now I have not a lot of knowledge about side profile stuff, so bear with me. I'm gonna go under the top lip there, where it curves on the face, and under her bottom lip, on the chin there. Like so, kind of circles, I forgot. And underneath the nose, underneath the nostril there. Again, anywhere there would be some shadow. Maybe just underneath her actual nostril too, right there on the lower part of the tip of the nose. All right, so I'm going to put a tiny bit down here too. Kind of all the way down this hair. Okay, so, and let me zoom in a little more. Okay, so you can't really see it again. I mean, I have just a webcam that I use, so it's not the best, but it should be picking that up a little bit. Just anywhere there's shadows. And we'll go over it again. And then I'm going to take the beige red 132, and I'm kind of just going to go over everything really, kind of underneath her eye. I want to be the lightest though. So yeah, let's do that. And I'm going to go over everything I just did on the lines too, on the shading. Now I know you do this a little bit differently. Maybe I should have done some shading here for the definition for the side of her nose, but that worries me because I am not an artist. I can't draw. So if I mess up, then it's going to look funky. And I'd rather it not look funky. Since everything else is going to look funky today. I keep being negative. Damn it. Tisk, tisk. No being negative. It looks beautimous. Every coloring page is a lesson learned, right? You just gotta try not to repeat them and learn from them. The only thing I feel kind of bad about is, you know, I'd hope that you guys aren't looking to me to know how to do all of this amazingly. Hopefully not, because I'm new at this, sort of. How long can I technically use that phrase? Because I've been using it kind of as an excuse, I think. You know, wrap myself out there. Okay, so let me finish up this layer. And again, really light pressure, you guys. Really light pressure. And I'm just where over the cinnamon and where I didn't put the cinnamon. Everywhere on the skin surface. Okay. Okay. God, you guys just really can't see. Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go a little more, not necessarily everywhere because I got a little darker here, so I'm not going to be putting a lot there. But I am going to go over this area a little more. Actually, a lot of the areas a little more. Just to darken a few shadows up. under her bottom lip. Sorry. Under her bottom lip, under her upper lip there, and oh, you know what? I didn't put some here before. Above her top lip. Like that. I think we'll put some of that coral on her lips as well. And we might give her a purple eye to match the candle and the kitty's collar, so that it all ties in with tiny flicks of purple everywhere. What do you think? Okay, so that's done. I'm going to do some more beige red, 132, to just kind of blend things a little more. And I'm sorry that this looks so light to you guys, but at least you can see where I'm putting the color. I need to try to do something with my light. I need to try and film when there's natural light. I think that would help a lot, but I would have to rearrange my whole office, and there are some really big pieces of furniture in here. Really big. Okay. All right, and now I'm going to take that coral, 131. Okay, so for the blush and lips are easy, right? Very light touch. Just kind of go along the lip and lightly fill in with a shade of pink. Like that. And then to make sure I don't push too hard, I go from the side with this, with the blush always, and I still kind of sometimes push too hard, but and then just very lightly start doing small circles on her cheekbone. Basically right over these dots that Hanna provided. And a little bit above, and a little bit below. And up past her hair there. Just a little. And a little lower as well. And I am going to make it a little bit dark, not bad, but just enough to where you can actually see the color, and then I'll go over it again with the beige red to even it out as best I can. I've got some feedback here. I don't know if you guys can see it, and I think it's from the, oh no, I wonder if it's from the black on her hat. See, it's on my fingers even. There's a little bit of speckles. I don't know if you guys can't even see it on the screen, but there's a little bit of black speckles on her face. She's got freckles, y'all. She's got freckles. Well, shoot. How did that happen? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. Boy, I really gave her some blush. Okay, well, that didn't die down as much as I had hoped it would. Okay. That's fine, you guys. Maybe if I turn the light down a little bit more. Not really. It's a tiny bit better. Okay, well, there's that. And then I'm going to take the purple that we used on the candle and the kitty's collar, which is the purple violet. And I'm just going to give her a purple eye with a little bit of white signal. in the smaller pen. Make sure that my ink is flowing so that I can dab a dot right there in her eye. Okay, so her skin is done, and let's do her hair. Okay. We're going to zoom out just a little bit. All right, there we go. So we're going to do her hair, and I have 3 browns. We're going to have brown hair. All right, so I have, it's going to be a reddish brown hair do. I have our base coat. I'm going to do a very, very light coat of the lightest color I have here, which is the brown ochre 182. And then I also have a redder tinge of brown for one of the darker colors, and it's the burnt sienna 283. And then I have our base dark color, which is Van Dyke brown 176. Okay, and that's just a regular rich dark brown. Okay, so I'm going to take that lightest color, which is our brown ochre, and I'm going to lightly, like I'm not joking, lightly do a base of her whole hair. All right, so there's our base. And then we need to determine, let's take our Van Dyke brown, our darkest brown, and determine where we want our highlights and our shadows. But first, I'm going to sharpen this pencil because we want it to be real sharp. Holy cow, that's freaking sharp. Well, it's gonna break possibly, but all right. So easy first things I always do with this kind of hair, like Hanna Karlzon's hair, is on the sections where there's hair evidently underneath another chunk of hair, we want some dark there, right? For contrast and depth. So we're going to put some there. Oh, see, I told you that tip of that was going to break, and I'm just going to draw in some lines of dark right there. And the places I think are gonna be shadows, right? All the way through here. All the way. I'm trying to go with the flow of the hair. Okay. And then some up here under the brim of her hat, right? And we might have some more down here, but right now I'm just doing like shadow areas so that it gives us a good idea of what's what. Okay. And down here, one there. Hair on top of hair on top of hair. Goodness gracious. Okay. Let's put some up here. All right. Okay, so I think those are the under shadows of the basics there. And now we want, all of this is going to be pretty light past this point here. So let's just darken up the shadow areas then. Dark here. And some here. Keep a theme going here a little bit. My tip of my pencil starting to dull out there, kind of. Okay. And then maybe some here. And here. And up here. Okay, and now we're going to take our middle tone, which is the reddish brown, the burnt sienna, and we're going to sharpen it. Okay. And then I'm going to go over all of what I just did and then a little farther. I might go back in with dark brown again if I make it too red. But it's a process. Yeah, see, over here I didn't go back over, so I'll just go back over with the dark brown in a second over here under the hat area, which is absolutely fine and okie dokie. And then from this brown spot I want to flick up, but kind of try to go with the direction of the hair if you can. I'm not the best at it yet, but I'm trying. There are some of you out there, if you're watching this, that do amazing things with hair on portrait pages. It's just amazing what you do and how realistic the hair looks. It's amazing, amazing. Okay. And we want to do that down here as well on the other side of that brown. Kind of go through it though. There we go. Like that. All right, go up from here. Turn our pencil so that we keep our edge sharper until we have to sharpen it again. Okay. And down from there. Down from here. Yeah, I'm losing my sharp edge. Oh, I didn't leave much room for highlight there, did I? Okay. Just a little bit of red and a little more brown, and most of that's going to be the lighter color. Sharpen this again. Just a little. Just a little. All right, I'm going to go back in with some Van Dyke brown. After I finish this part real quick. Make sure I look and see if I missed anything. Okay, then go in and do a little darker up top here. I don't want any light or white page showing up here at the top. There we go. A little more brown up here. Sorry. If you saw that, I was trying to get the dog to not bump me. Okay. All right, so with a little bit more red, I'm going to bring it even further into the highlights. Just flicking down just a little more. Okay, we're almost ready here for the third color. Okay, so I'm going to take the brown ochre, 182, and I'm going to flick it from the red into the highlight. Sorry if my arm is in the way. I'm trying. I'm a trying. Oh, we didn't get any red down here. kind of alternating now between the lightest, which is the ochre brown, and then the sienna. Is it burnt sienna? I already forgot. Yes, burnt sienna and brown ochre. The more you fiddle with hair, most of the time I've found, and I'm going to shoot myself in the foot by saying this probably, that it only improves if you keep your pencil point fine and thin so that you're still doing hairlines, and you follow this basic way of doing things, it actually isn't too complicated. You just think about where that highlight goes and where your light source is, so how bright things should be. And I'm not amazing at this by any means, but it's fun. I enjoy it. Take a look here, see what's happening. I'm using the darker now. You just go back and forth through all your colors and add a little here and there of what you think it needs. And then pretty soon, you're done. Okay. So now I'm going to do the brush part of the broom in these three colors. So kind of like the browns for the hair, but not. Burnt umber, 280. Burnt ochre, 187. And light yellow ochre, 183. And I am going to just basically sporadically pick, I almost said hairs. Is it straw? What would you call that? Stalks? No, not stalks. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to fill those in sporadically, and then if it's not full enough, I might do some filler with the darker brown. We'll have to see. But here we go. We might have to fill it in with the brown behind it anyways, because I didn't put any of the blue behind the broom head. Okay. Oh, it is full. Okay, it is a full head of straw, I guess. Whatever it's called. That's not straw. Is too flimsy for a brush. I don't know. All right. I'm taking the burnt ochre. Yeah, there is some white space. Dang it. I don't know. I might leave it. We'll see when we're done coloring the things. My goodness. So I hope you guys are not frustrated with me on this. If you think that I would do better without not doing color alongs, if just do like speed colors to where I just show you what I'm using and I'm coloring a page in like hyper speed with some music, I might do a little bit of talking at the intro point, but just do speed colorings. Put it in the comments below what you think. I might do a poll later, I'm not sure. If you'd rather see me just do speed colorings, or if you want me to continue to do at least one color along a month, depending on how complex the page is that we pick. You just let me know. Please, I would really appreciate the feedback. It helps a lot. Let's see. Let's put a little more yellow over here. There. And I'm just doing this sporadically, you guys. You know, wherever you want to color, you can color. You don't have to do these colors if you don't even want to, you know. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do this tie, the darker brown. And then we're going to finish out the bottom here. Oh, good, I'm in. I was like, you know what? I didn't even check if we were in camera. We could have just been coloring the broom without you guys being able to see it. That would not have surprised me at this point. Okay. Okay, there we go. I am going to just kind of fill in the gaps here a little bit. Just a little. Just a little. There. Haha. Okay. Now that that's done, oh, some white in the dark brown there. Okay. Perfect. We are going to color the handle of the broom. Let's go with the two that we used in the hair. I really like those, which is the Burnt Sienna 283, and then the darker, which is the Van Dyke Brown 176. Okay, and I'm going to take the dark brown, and on the outside of the whole thing, I'm going to start dark. Here, I'll show you. I'm going to start dark like this, and then lighter, lighter, lighter until it's to about the center, and keep going all the way around just like that. And then as I get towards these little leaves, I'm just going to, whether it's on this side or not, depends. Okay, so back up, Dana. So if the leaf is on this side where the dark brown is on this side, then that's what color this will be. And same if the burnt sienna would be for this leaf. Oh. Well, depending on the side is how I'll do it with that one as well. So that's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this and just do a gradient into the center from dark to the lightest in the center, just like that. And then, like I said, on the darker side, the little twig where the leaf is going to just get colored that color. Okay, and then this branch that's coming off that the kitty's sitting on, we'll do the top of it, the Van Dyke brown. Okay, which means this one is going to be the dark brown, but this one is going to be the sienna. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do that real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, we are done, you guys. Sorry it kind of went south on us. I hope you had a good time, even if I changed things up on you. Like I said, I will try not to do that in the future. I will plan a little bit better. But if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. These are pretty hard to make. It was 3 hours of recording, plus the prep and everything. So please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for hanging out. And thank you for being part of my community. I appreciate you. And have a great rest of your week.